Kamusta na kayo?
Hola, hola, everyone.
Welcome back. My name is Nico Blitz.
And I am Jackie Ramirez.
And of course, this is the Mexipino podcast, episode 3, everybody.
Dun, dun. Oh, I thought you were going to do that. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, that's what you wanted?
Yeah. I felt like that one was a better one.
Yeah, you can never go wrong with the air horns. As long as the DJ doesn't do an overextensive amount of air horns, I am absolutely great. But I also think it's very comical when a DJ just spams the air horns like...
Like that one video, remember that TikTok that I showed you where that one DJ who had like, all he was playing was like pressing hella buttons, and it was just like...
Oh my God. See,
you know which one I'm talking about, right?
I remember which one you're talking about.
We sent it in the Discord.
Yeah. It was a very viral video, everybody. And basically this dude was like blasting air horns during any open part of the song. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, dog. Like, you ain't got to be so horny about it.
Literally, he probably didn't get hired after that.
No. And if you did end up hiring that guy for whatever occasion, kudos to you, because, I mean, it's probably just not the party that I would have wanted to DJ anyway.
Definitely not. Like, yeah, no, that's a no for me.
So if y'all couldn't already see from the title, today we are actually talking about relationships. So that's where the DJ talk kind of comes in, because I am a DJ. Jackie is my girlfriend. And, the life of I guess a DJ's girlfriend, like,
yeah.
We kind of wanted to get into that.
Yeah, because I know there has been a couple of like questions. It was actually a topic that one of my friends, Adriana, brought up. She actually messaged the Mexipino Instagram and me personally as well. You know, she just wanted to give us some topics to talk about, and she wanted to see how our relationship works in, being in the careers and type of life that we are in, and how we deal with it with each other. Yeah.
So that being said, here we are.
Shout out to Adriana.
Shouts out to Adriana. But before that, if you didn't get to check out episode 2, we actually were talking about mental health in both the Filipino and Mexican and Filipino-American and Mexican-American, Mexipino,
all the
culture.
all the cultures.
Yeah, all the cultures. And we actually have a very dope comment from one of our listeners. She goes by the name of Sharina. That's her real name. On Instagram, it's Miss Carrot 204. And Jackie's gonna read the comment that she left on one of our latest Instagram posts.
Yes. So her comment says, "Thank you. I've been going to therapy since 2010. Not only myself, but with my children. Going through separation, divorce. It was both emotionally and mentally draining, not only for myself, but for my children too. I wanted to fully understand what they were going through and how I can learn to cope and help them cope. If you're a quote-unquote broken as a parent, how can you help your own children with their own struggles?
Facts.
People have said, I wish I was like you. You can share and express yourself. I say, it's years of therapy. I definitely didn't get to where I am now alone. Some people think I took a course, LOL. This past year, I took personal time off work to be with my daughter as she was going through postpartum depression and how she had a history of depression in the past. It was a tough time, but we got through it. Without therapy, I know I would have struggled and I may have lost a daughter in the process. There is such a stigma towards mental health, but unless you've been around someone or who has struggled or you yourself has gone through it, it's hard for someone to understand what mental health is. Thank you for having the conversation. Streaming on Twitch and finding people like you, Nico, Blitz, and Jackie, made a huge impact in my life and helped me cope through the tough days. Your positive energy and genuine love is remarkable. One day I hope to meet you both."
And Sharina, we definitely will meet one time for the one time.
I really definitely want to meet Sharina.
Yeah, I believe Sharina, her daughter, and her granddaughter, Azariah, I believe they're in somewhere in Canada.
Really? Oh, I didn't know it was Canada.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's Canada?
I'm 1,000% sure it's Canada. I'm not sure where in Canada, but it's somewhere in Canada for sure.
Well, nonetheless, we appreciate your comment. We appreciate you being as open as you are on social media.
Which is a hard thing.
Yeah, which is a very hard thing. And we're happy that we were able to provide a safe space for you to even leave that comment, because we know it's a very public, social media is a public place.
Yeah, it's literally a public platform.
Yeah,
so thank you all so much for sharing your thoughts on social media with us. Thank you for sharing some topic ideas. And before we really dive into this whole relationship thing, I do got to say this for everybody who is watching on YouTube. I'm currently wearing a scarf.
Hey, YouTube.
What's up, YouTube? So I'm currently wearing a scarf.
Yes.
Because Filipinos are cheap as fuck.
Okay, well, you gotta go in a little more depth than that. Okay, because it's freezing cold right now.
Yeah. So it's freezing cold, but in Filipino households, we do not turn on the heaters because we are trying to save some damn money. And I remember when living in the Bay, it would be like 40, 50 degrees, which is like prune weather for the fellas.
Oh
you
my
feel me? It is absolute prune weather.
No, you did not.
It is prune weather.
Oh my God.
So all I'm saying is, as opposed to turning on the heater, my mom would always be like, just put on more clothes or get a damn blanket. Hence and therefore, I ain't using no damn heaters in my household.
Yeah.
We just putting on a damn scarf.
I'm Mexican, so can you please turn on the heater? We turn on the heater, babe.
Oh, y'all use the heater?
At least my family does. I think there was a thing that you used to boil water too, and like in Mexico. Oh my God, in Mexico, there's no hot water. It's horrible. It's horrible.
Oh
so that we would boil water and then we'd use it in the shower to make it steam up.
Hey, all I'm saying is, man, you got to make it work. You just got to make it freaking work, yo. Shouts out to everybody who's ever boiled water just to put some damn hot water on their body just to shower.
Nico can afford to turn on the heater. Yeah, he's choosing not to right now.
No, look, I can also afford to save some damn money if that means put on some more socks or put on a damn scarf. I am not tripping. And I've been wearing this scarf all day. I've been getting roasted, but guess who is warm?
Not me.
Oh, exactly, because I'm the one wearing the damn scarf.
Because you didn't turn on the heater.
I'm just saying, I'm wearing the scarf. Jackie over here has the black sheep.
Black sheep.
Some black sheep jacket on.
It's just a jacket.
Okay, it's just
not
a jacket.
Sheep.
But, you know.
PETA's going to come after me if you say that.
Oh, my God. Shouts out to PETA, you know. They don't want to PETA this, you feel me? So this is the dynamic of our relationship, everybody. We learn how to just crack jokes and,
I just say, oh, my God, to everything. And, I just let him say what he needs to say.
Exactly.
Sometimes I ignore it. Sometimes I acknowledge it.
And if you guys have ever listened to me on Twitch, I talk a lot of shit on Twitch.
You talk a lot of nonsense.
Yeah, I talk a whole bunch of nonsense on Twitch because I'm I can do this. And the thing is, nonsense is basically my love language, I guess you could say, right, babe?
Yeah, you have several. Yeah, actually, no, that's actually just probably your only love language.
Right. I mean, I can't really sum it up to anything else.
Yeah, no, that nonsense is your love language.
Yeah. So if basically for people who are not up to what a love language is, it's basically how one communicates with their partner.
Yes, and what they would like from their partner to make them feel that they're loved and appreciated.
Exactly. So whereas I talk a lot of nonsense, Jackie is somebody who needs a little bit of attention and also just a little bit of reassurance too.
Yeah, I need words of affirmation all the time. Not hello all the time, but I need words of affirmation. I love physical touch, whether that's just being holding my hand or just you being there.
Yeah.
Or sitting next to me.
Yeah. And it's no big deal. Even when
two completely different dynamics, clearly.
Me, I just need a joke.
Yeah.
Or something. Or I just need to
Or he just needs me to be on FaceTime while he opens his Pokemon cards. That's your love language.
Yeah, sometimes I just like for Jackie to be just present, but I talk to a lot of people on a very frequent basis. I'm always texting people, I'm always talking to people, I'm always on the phone with people. And look, her face is saying it if you guys are not watching this on YouTube right now, but her face is absolutely saying this right now. But so when it comes to me, I actually in regards to my love language, I actually just kind of enjoy silence sometimes, despite the fact that I talk a lot of nonsense. So just being present is just good enough for me, because I will admit, because I do talk to a lot of people on a very frequent basis, if I'm in that mode where I don't want to talk to people, I could get easily annoyed.
Oh, absolutely. And when you're annoyed, you're annoyed.
Yeah.
You can tell. I'm just I know that there's for the most part, when you're annoyed, I know that okay, it's because of something, like something's bothering you. Oh, by the way, that noise was like
that was some water that I was drinking.
Water that Nico was drinking right now, if you heard that. But yeah, like if you're annoyed, I just know I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna let you take some time. Or or sometimes I'll just ask you like, do you want me to give you time? Do you want me to just be here? Do you want me to just like stay like on FaceTime? You're like, you could just stay on FaceTime. It's fine.
Yeah, but I'll do the same with you too, because I can absolutely tell when you're annoyed, and most of the time it's just for no reason. So I'm just like,
okay.
No, I'm just saying it really is like most of the time. Like you'll just be annoyed. And I'm just like, you just really need to just simmer down. And just take a breather. No, but is it not correct? I'll usually just tell you like, hey, just calm down. Like it's not that big of a deal.
You.
Yeah.
To you.
Okay, but then I'm not saying it in a way in which it's invalidating your feelings. I'm more so saying it. I'm just like, hey, like, I understand you're going through this, but it's really like this, and you're making it.
Well, because
like
I'm an overthinker. You know that. That's why anything that's like this. And by the way, guys, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm like making a little small thing with my fingers. But like something like this is something like this to me.
Yeah, and that's why I already know for a fact, like, okay, I know not to get mad because you're annoyed for no reason. I'm just like, okay, let's just kind of wait this out, bro. Like, you ain't really got to do much, but just kind of be there and just,
wait till I tell you, or just like if I don't tell you, just wait till I get over it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
And that's when I'll probably give it maybe like a good, maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah, I would say definitely 30 minutes is like my time frame of like whether I talk about it or I just move on from it.
Yeah, and then I'll kind of, if I can't get to the nitty gritty of it, or if Jackie just really does not want to tell me what is going on. Well, let me be fair. She will tell me what's going on after a certain amount of time. And I know when she's bullshitting me, where she's like, nothing's wrong. Like, fellas, y'all ever get in that mode where your lady is like, or where you're like to your lady, hey, babe, like, everything good? Yeah, everything's fine. Are you sure? Yes.
Well, I mean, would you want us to snap off on you like at that second?
I would much rather you just tell me what is going on. I don't care if you snap. I just need to know what is going on. What I hate is when I gotta ask you hella times, like, you good? You good? You good?
Okay.
And clearly you're not good.
Okay, but sometimes like the repeated you good is only triggering us more.
Oh
like,
my God.
Because
you literally do the same thing. You do the same. Like, I will be absolutely fine. She'll be like, hey, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
No, but I ask you good? And you're like, yeah, I'm fine. But then, because sometimes like you're just like, you show no emotion sometimes. So I'm just like, okay, like, does he still like love me? Does he still like me? So I just need to ask. Like,
no, but I'm keeping it just 100% funky. Like, I am good.
Yeah, see, with me.
Oh my God.
No.
All right.
I'm gonna talk now. I'm gonna talk.
Go ahead.
So with me, you know that like, if like something's frustrating me, if I'm bothered about something, if like I'm overthinking something, you ask me like, is everything fine? I'm all like, and I tell you, I'm like, no, but like, I'll talk to you when I'm ready. Or if I say, yeah, everything's fine, it's gonna be like 30 minutes for me to collect my thoughts and say what I want to say, because if I say it at that moment, I might not be able to express how I feel and have the right words to express what is frustrating me. And you know that.
Oh yeah, I know that 100% for sure.
So that's why when you ask, you good? I'm all like, babe, like like literally I want to fucking tell you sometimes, like, shut the fuck up.
Okay. But what I'll end up doing is I'll just end up doing my own shit, and we'll just be on FaceTime, and I'm over here just like, okay, well, I'm just going to stall out until you actually say something, because I'm not about to try to figure this out when I've asked you and I'm literally just looking for a direct answer, because it's different when you ask me, are you good? Because I'm actually good. That's the biggest difference from it.
Everyone's probably thinking we're fighting, but no, this is just how we actually talk.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. Fellas.
People are like in like the car right now, like, oh fuck, this toxic couple.
We're not even fighting at all. We're not even fighting.
No, we're not fighting, guys.
All I'm saying is, fellas, if you ask your lady, you good, all you're looking for is a direct answer. And ladies, if you asking your fella if they're good, more than likely, they're good. Because they're just giving you a straight answer. So if a guy says you're good, it's completely different from a lady asking, you good? You get me?
I get you. I just don't know what the fucking point is right now. What point you're trying to prove?
The point that I'm trying to prove is that I just want, in my love language, I just like to keep it absolutely funky. Like, I'm okay. Whereas for Jackie, she needs some time to really gather her thoughts before she can articulate.
And emotions.
Her thoughts and emotions.
Because
yes.
I am a very emotional person. You've clearly seen that. Guys, I get so frustrated that I cry. I get so mad that I cry. I get so sad that I cry. I get happy, I cry. I cry for everything.
Literally everything. Literally.
I know.
I got in a car accident. No, somebody hit me with a car. Excuse me. Somebody hit me with a car. I did not cry. I was in pain, but I didn't cry.
No, you just called me and said, hey babe, I got hit by a car. And and you didn't say anything after that. I was like, well, are you okay? Like, do you need me to go? Like,
and I was just like, yeah, like, I mean, I hurt, but I wasn't crying. Jackie on the other...
but that's physical pain, babe.
Yeah, which would have led me to freaking crying. Jackie, on the other hand, a car hits her, and she's crying. And she's crying for a week.
That is not even, like, a freaking, like, comparison as to what we were talking about. Do you guys see? You guys are witnessing right now that, like, Nico will make these fucking wild, like, comparisons that have absolutely nothing to do with what we were talking about. You're comparing emotional pain to physical pain.
All right.
And you know
Touche.
I'm right.
Touche. That you are actually here. I will give you a round of applause for that because, okay, that makes sense.
Thank you.
All I'm saying is, okay, let me make a different comparison then. A lot of people have hit me with their car. You're
still like talking about a fucking car hitting you. Do you understand the difference between emotional and physical pain? Physical pain and emotional pain.
No, people's cars have hit my car, is what I'm saying now. I have not cried over that.
Oh my God.
Have you?
Yes, I have.
There we go.
There
we go.
Oh my God, you're so annoying. You're so annoying. You're so annoying.
Ladies and gents.
That is literally not the point.
So my point is,
you've had like fucking 7 points already, babe, and not one of them has made sense.
They've made sense.
No, they haven't.
They've made sense.
They have not.
Yes, they have.
I want everybody in the comment section.
Which one did not make sense? Here,
all of them. All the above. Give me A, B, C, D. I will say all the above.
Okay, well, which one didn't make sense to you?
The physical and emotional pain one, that's a horrible comparison, which I don't know what the point was there. This one, I don't know what the freaking hitting your car and me getting hit, like someone hitting your car and someone hitting my car. I don't understand that one. The point behind that one.
Okay, let me put it this way. All right.
I just want people in the comment section to like validate that, like, you know, Nico's comparisons are absolutely like 100% not fucking accurate to what we are talking about right now.
It is
like, I don't know what part of the podcast, if we're at like the 10-minute mark or whatever.
20.
Probably
okay,
20.
Let me make another comparison. If someone stepped on my shoe, I'd be like, oh, that sucks. If someone stepped on your shoe, you'd cry.
No, I'd get pissed.
You'd cry.
I'd get pissed.
You would cry.
I'd get pissed.
All right.
If someone stepped on my shoe, I'd be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, apologize.
So I'm saying the level of emotion that is put into these situations in your case is a lot higher than mine because I'm just like, I'm
because
cool.
I'm a fucking emotional person. You're a Pisces. Aren't you supposed to be an emotional person?
I am emotional.
I'm the Scorpio. I'm supposed to be a cold-blooded, like,
oh my God,
serial killer or some shit.
Do you not hear the passion coming out of my mouth?
Whoa. Okay, that's not.
There's so much passion.
That's not what
There's
I'm
a lot of
talking
passion
about.
just oozing from the confines of my mouth.
That is not literally what I'm talking about. I'm talking about emotions.
The emotion is just splurting out of my mouth.
Oh my God. Again, my point has been proven once again. Nico's comparisons are just, oh my God. We're not fucking getting anywhere with this
love
podcast
language,
today.
love language, everybody. Love language. What is your love language?
Your love language?
Sure
that's how you sounded right now, babe. That's how you sounded. Your love language?
Your love language. Make sure, if you like the baby, if you like to talk to your significant other with like baby talk and whatnot, we'll leave that to you. That's not
Don't
necessarily.
ever fucking do that to me.
I wanna meet somebody who actually talks to somebody else with like they get turned on from like.
Ew.
No, I'm just saying. Imagine somebody who gets turned on from just talking like a baby.
Like baby talk. Like I don't even know how to do it now because I'm scared.
Love language.
Yeah. Oh, ew. No, you know what? You do that to piss me off sometimes.
What do you mean?
You do that noise. You make fun of me sometimes, and you do that like to piss me off. And you know what I'm talking about.
Because for me...
Because Nico makes jokes out of everything.
I make jokes out of absolutely anything. Because, first of all, my dad is a jokester.
Yeah, he is.
And I laugh when people say he's like the funniest person. I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
My family thinks your dad's very funny.
And I'm just like...
granted... Literally, have you listened to your own dad jokes?
So, I get it. I get the corny ass jokes from my dad. I don't pick up the material, but I get the personality from my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and
all
I can identify that. So, my point being, when it comes to my love language, the emotion, if you're talking about a Pisces being emotional, the emotion that I am very privy to is funny, hilariousness, entertaining. If that is
funny even an emotion?
I don't fucking know. Like, I guess so.
Funny is not even an emotion.
Yes, it is.
No, funny is an emotion.
Okay, happy, sad, funny, duh. What the fuck? Then what is it?
Funny is not an emotion. It's a personality trait.
Well, it's part of my personality.
Yeah, I'm talking. Oh my God.
When you laugh, doesn't it spark?
Again, everyone. Nico's point doesn't make sense. We're gonna shot for every time Nico's point doesn't make sense in this podcast episode. Okay, actually, from podcast episodes and here on.
Okay, wait. What I'm saying is, when you laugh, doesn't it evoke a certain emotion? It evokes happiness.
It evokes happiness.
Okay. So allow me to rephrase that jokes make me happy. So if I can let off a joke, or if I can laugh, or even if you make fun of me, I like that.
I know.
Which you do.
Yes.
But most of the time in our relationship, I'm the one making jokes about you.
Yeah, no shit, honey. Ew, did you just cue the laughing? Ew. No, you make jokes about me all the time.
Yeah, all the time. So one thing that Jackie will do...
I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. No one heard that.
Okay, this is her love language now. This is what Jackie likes to do.
What do I like to do, babe? Tell me what you think my love language is.
Jackie likes to make dead jokes.
That is not my love language.
Yes.
That is just my dark humor. That's just my dark humor that I have. Okay? Nico gets really oh my God, don't say that. About my dark humor jokes.
For example, we drove by just random houses. I don't know where we were. We were somewhere in LA. And there was just a pile of dirt. Next thing you know, as soon as we drive by the pile of dirt, she says, "Oh, you can hide a dead body there."
Okay, first off, everyone who listens to like crime podcasts or whatever, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Sounds a little Joe Goldberg.
Okay, anyway. Literally, you look, okay. My thing is I like to make dark humor jokes, okay? I like to, observe things, and I listen to crime podcasts. I like crime shows. I like, crime documentaries. I like serial killer documentaries, blah, 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 blah. And that is fine. Most like women out there, they can agree with me. They love watching that stuff. So when I see like a lot that's like, or somewhere that's like, or something that's on the road, like a suitcase on the road, I'm like, imagine if there was like a dead body in there and we just passed it. Like, that is not a weird thing to do. Stop. That's not a weird thing. It's not a weird thing.
It's kind of weird.
No, it's not. Because you know what? There was like a thing in Seattle where there was like a suitcase on these rocks, like near the shoreline. And these kids, they were like filming a video and they're all like, dude, like what's that? Like what's in there? Like we should go check it out. Guess what? A dead body was in there. And guess what? There was like a whole serial killer thing in Seattle that just happened like earlier this year. So that's why it's not weird when I say it.
First of all, that's in Seattle where it's raining all the time, so people are depressed. Second of all, we're in LA where it's sunny and hot like 95%
We had
of the
Richard
time.
Ramirez, a serial killer back in the 90s. So, I mean, if you really want to put that up, we can talk about it in another podcast.
Nah, I'm good. I don't want to talk about crime and non-due diligence in the world and no justice.
Okay, anyway.
Love language, everybody.
Love
This is love language, everybody.
This shit is going all over the place.
It is kind of going all over the place.
But I like it right now.
Yeah. I mean, basically, this is kind of how we talk on a daily basis, honestly, y'all.
Honestly.
And it's fun. I think that...
It keeps it spicy. I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, I will agree. It does keep it spicy because I always feel like if the other person can't make you laugh or can't make you smile off of something, then you're kind of in the wrong relationship, my G.
Yeah, you shouldn't be in that relationship if you're not, happy.
Yeah.
If that other person doesn't enhance your happiness, if they don't make you laugh.
Yeah, exactly. One thing that I learned when I was younger, I believe, I don't know who told me this, but they basically said that whoever you're with, they should enhance your happiness and not make you happy. Yeah, they shouldn't be your happiness.
They should enhance your happiness. And I totally agree. Like, how can you be happy with someone if you aren't happy with yourself? How can you love someone if you don't love yourself, type of thing? And It goes back to that. Yeah. And so that's why, like, when we first started dating, I remember I would tell you, like, you enhance my happiness. And it's just because I didn't want to, like, you shouldn't put your happiness in somebody else's hands. You shouldn't have to rely on somebody to make you happy. You should find happiness within yourself and find someone who just exudes happiness and enhances it for you. And that just makes the relationship 10 times better.
Exactly. I believe that in this world, two positive people, two happy people attract that energy, and it'll work out. You can have two negative people and it's just going to be toxicity like forever.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
In its own weird way, it also does work. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying toxic relationships are the way to go, but like if two people are like always negative, like always,
then they can be negative in their own little bubble.
Yeah. But that's kind of just like their love language. So what I found from my observations is when you have somebody who is positive and somebody who is negative, somebody who is happy and somebody who is toxic put together, that's when it just doesn't work.
Yeah. And
like you can't, for the positive person, it's usually like, oh, I can fix this.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the negative person, it's usually, let me bring you down to where I am.
Yeah, no, definitely. Because like I think everyone has encountered like a situation like that. And luckily I know with you, I met you at a time where I was just like finally focusing on myself.
Yeah.
And you came into my life and it felt so seamless to have you and want you to be a part of my life. And so, that's why I think our relationship worked, because had you met me probably maybe 4 months before that, I was in a very like really deep, dark place. But I took the time to, this is going to be me. I'm going to focus on me. I was starting to find happiness within myself and be happy with my family and, everything like that. And then you came in and just made everything better.
I definitely feel it. So I had like when I was younger, I actually had this tendency of like, because similar to my dad, I get a lot of traits from my dad apparently.
Mm-hmm.
But like
we're figuring this out.
But similar to my dad, like I would date a lot of girls when I was younger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, she's looking at me like crazy. I'm just trying to explain. I'm just trying to explain.
No.
So
Because I know your sister and your mom have told me they're all like Nico's like dated a lot of people.
Yeah, so I've dated a lot of girls when I was younger. I mean, I've only dated girls first and foremost. let me just put that out there before there's any confusion. But so when I was younger, I dated a lot of girls, and when I looked back, I noticed that my tendency was I would date someone, I'd get hurt, I'd date somebody else to try to fix me getting hurt, and then I'd get hurt more, and then I'd let some time simmer down, and then I'd date someone else, get hurt. Yeah. And then the next part, for a lack of a better term, there was always like a rebound. I was trying to like, okay, like help me out really quick.
Yeah. I can't like relate to that, but I think, in like my past like dating life, I chose a lot of like really like bad people. Not necessarily like, oh, like you're a bad boy. No, like bad, like fucking like toxic. Like very toxic.
Yeah.
And I encountered, people's like, you always think you're gonna be someone who's not gonna take, certain things, as far as like, things being said to you, things being done to you and whatever. And I always told myself like, yeah, you're not going to be one of those people, but you don't realize it until you're actually like in a situation. You're just like, holy shit. Like, well, what do I do now? How do I get out of this? Like, can I get out of this type of thing? And it's scary at first. But when you finally like break out of that cycle and just, like I said, focus on yourself, it's a very eye-opening thing. It's a very like, you get this sense of clarity, like, holy crap, like what, like, why was I doing that, or why did I deal with that? And you take time, and then eventually you find your person.
Yeah, I hear you. There's a friend of mine who I talk to, and essentially she's in this mode where I guess she stopped dating somebody, and then she's kind of going back to this guy, even though he's a little bit more on like the DUI side. He's kind of like in a very like funky area. Mm-hmm. And so I tell her, I'm just like, hey, like generally speaking, women like to be fixers. Women are fixers.
Yeah.
And I tell her like, hey, like you can't necessarily fix this person. Mm-hmm. The only thing that you can really apply your energy to is really yourself. So there's no point in applying that fix me energy into somebody else when
you're struggling yourself.
Exactly.
If you're struggling yourself, apply that to you. You need to, you need to fix yourself, and you need to teach yourself self-love and actually take a step back and ask, is this what I want? Is this worth it? Let's say you fix this person and, and this goes towards your friend or to anybody. Let's say you fix this person that you're trying so hard to fix. And once they're fixed, they can, just easily be like, cool,
Like,
thank you, peace out.
Yeah.
And what happens at that moment? You spent so much, you spent all your time and energy into them that you forgot about yourself.
Yeah, and then that's literally where people get in that that mode of depression where it's like, oh, I'm lost. Like, I lost myself in the relationship, duh, because you haven't been thinking about yourself this whole time. Like, I feel like in a relationship, and, you know, I apply this today too, like, it's half selfish and half selfless. Like, you have to understand when you need to be there for your partner, but then you also need to understand when you need to be there for yourself.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, right? Like, if I'm DJing at a club or if I'm DJing somewhere, like, Jackie, I've had conversations with Jackie about this. I'm like, you need to understand that this is my job, and
you need to try and understand.
Yeah, you need to. Yeah. Let me rephrase. You need to try to understand that this is my job, and it requires me to be out late at night and also around people. So if I'm talking to people, whether it be male or female or whatever, it is a networking opportunity for me, and that's how I see it. And I need you to try to understand that. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult.
It's not going to work, essentially, because we both have those careers where we do talk to people. Granted, we're both in different, you know, realms of entertainment. And granted, you are a DJ. Everyone loves the DJ, you know. So it's been a struggle. It's been like hard. But I get better every single time, a little bit better every single time. I try.
Yeah. No, you definitely do, and I gotta give you a round of applause for that. But that being said, there are difficulties that come with every single relationship. It's just a matter of how well can you articulate the issue at hand to your partner without going over the top.
Yeah, no, definitely. And like, that's where like my emotional responses kick in a lot of the time.
Yeah.
It's just like I get so in my head about things where, like, you know, if Nico were to be out or something and he's DJing wherever he needs to DJ, and like I feel so strongly about things that I tend to get emotional about it. And to me, it's like, this is the only way that I can express it, and I'm trying to figure out the words to say it, but I also don't want to come off like, you know, overbearing to Nico. I don't want to come off like crazy to Nico. I don't want to come off like a certain way to Nico. But then how is that, you know, benefiting me and letting myself like validate my own feelings, you know? And it's hard, and I'm getting better. But nonetheless, like, it's a lot easier to do what you do when you have a partner who understands it.
Yeah. And I mean, that's all it really comes down to. If you're willing to try to understand what is going on, things definitely get a lot easier. Because, it hasn't been all rainbows and butterflies and sunshine 24/7 or anything, but that comes with explaining what goes on in my case, my work environment. Like, you can see that, like, there's usually going to be a drink around me. There's usually going to be like a lot of random people around me, but you know, like, this is part of the job description that I chose. And, you know, at the end of the day, I'm just doing what I have to do to move forward. And you also have to trust that with what I'm doing to move forward, that it does also benefit you. Because if the goal is to get married and have children, then what I'm doing right now is the labor for the fruit.
Wow. I never heard you say that before.
I felt like I've said that all the time.
I don't think you have.
Well, I'm saying it.
Well, I'm glad you said it. But anyway.
But, fellas, ladies, what have you, like, that's the best way to explain it. If that's where your mindset is at.
Yeah, and that's also having it's also being able to communicate with your partner about how you feel, about, you know, like if you don't have that open line of communication. Nico and I were very open, very quickly at the beginning of our relationship. I think like we were, I don't know, we were probably into like our maybe third or fourth date by the time like we were just like completely like open with each other about a lot of like very intimate things, and not like it could be intimate like as far as like, you know, doesn't have to be sexual. The word intimate I feel is always like people assume like it's a sexual thing, but no, it's like very like, you know, deep within our emotions, deep within our like, you know, our minds and our thoughts. We were very open very quickly.
Yeah, and you know, it helps when you do that, because if I were to bring it back to the second podcast where we were talking about mental health in our families, it's difficult to explain what is going on with your head for the fear that like, oh, they're not going to get it, or, you know, our parents just aren't going to understand. That whole parents aren't just going to understand mentality, so you don't talk to them about stuff. It kind of bleeds into how you go about like everything else. Sure, you can have a friend or whoever that you talk to and you, you know, you express yourself to, but think of it this way. If you are closed off to the people who gave birth to you, for example, you know, granted, there are situations in which you aren't communicative with them, so I totally get that. But for the most part, like, if you are choosing to not be communicative with them, like, that definitely bleeds into other facets of your life.
Yeah.
Which in this particular case, it can bleed into your relationship.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and I think with Nico, I was very open because I felt very safe with him. I felt very like, okay, he's different. And that's such a like cliche thing to say, but he was different in the sense of like, I felt safe. I knew everything was going to be, you know, a secret that I told him. And it just like, you know, it worked out. It was because we were able to communicate, because I don't even know like why we were so open with each other so quickly. Like,
I don't know. It just kind of felt like it was the right thing to do. Well, not the right thing to do. It just felt like natural for me to just be open.
Yeah. And then from there, it was just like a constant, you know, we're going to keep on talking about our feelings. We're going to keep on talking, and that's why I think we are the way that we are in our relationship, where we can talk about anything. I can literally talk to you about anything that is bothering me, anything that I get excited about, anything that, you know, I'm frustrated with. If I'm frustrated with you, I can tell you without having that fear of like, oh my God, she's like over exaggerating, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
So I think just having that open line of communication with your partner is obviously a huge thing.
Yeah. So, you know, to kind of just wrap up that thought, it's like, yeah, I can imagine it's difficult being the DJ's girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's a very demanding job. And, you know, for all the DJ homies who are listening, like,
give your partner some credit sometimes. If you haven't already, I would say give your partner, like, you know, I appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah, because, I mean, that could go a long way, fellas. Like, even if it goes on, even that one comment can, like, make you good for, like, a week.
I mean, yeah, it can, definitely. Like, literally, when Nico, I think the first time that Nico, like, acknowledged that, like, I was just like, wow, thank you.
Yeah, well, you know who it was too? I was talking to my ate Ashley. Ate means older sister or older female cousin. In this case, it's my older female cousin, my ate Ashley, and my younger sister Sabrina. Basically, I mean, I was talking to them, and you know, they were drunk, I was drunk, and we just got to the point where they were just like, you know what, like, I really commend Jackie because you being as busy as you are and you always being around girls, I don't think I could do it. And I said, I was like, oh, to be honest, I didn't think about that up until they said it. And I'm just like, you're actually right. Because if the tables were turned, I mean, granted, Jackie does stuff for the Dodgers, for the Quakes, which she's around a lot of athletes and a lot of people all the time. Like, Jackie gets like people like, oh, let me take photos with you. Da, da, da.
Oh
like,
my God.
You know what I mean? But if I was the jealous type, it would be extremely difficult for her to do her job. Mm-hmm. And in that case, it's like, there's no point in being jealous as long as you trust the person that you're with. I think actually, I want to say this, like my boy Bootleg Kev, actually, we were talking about a very similar topic, but he was telling me like, yeah, like as long as you guys trust each other, then it shouldn't really matter like what you do, because you could be around whoever, mm-hmm. but if you know that your partner is not going to do whatever mm-hmm. with whoever, then you're good.
Yeah, and I think like, it like as a female, like you see, every female knows what I'm talking about. You see when like, someone has interest in your significant other. Whether even if you're a guy too, when like someone has an interest in your significant other, and it you don't even have to be the jealous type to even like, it can like, bug you just a little bit. And that right there is just like, I could see it, but most of the time, like literally 98% of the time, 99% of the time, you don't see it.
Yeah.
But I see it because I'm your girlfriend,
Yeah.
But since Nico doesn't like, see it, he doesn't like acknowledge it. It's just like, okay, well, I have nothing to worry about because I trust him. He obviously doesn't care regardless if I am there at his gig or not there at his gig, like, I trust you. So that's all that really matters.
Yeah, facts. 100%. So everybody, open line of communication.
Open line of communication.
That's all we're really saying at the end of the day. And, hopefully we get to have some of our couple friends on the podcast so we can kind of just expand on this more. I'd love to have Twee and Charlie on here one day, because that's like a whole different
dynamic.
Yeah,
too.
because I mean, technically, I wouldn't say it's flipped, but with Twee's career,
yeah,
it's like Twee's always surrounded by so many people all the time.
Yeah, and Twee's like escalating in her career so quickly too. Like, it's insane, and they're both like in an interracial relationship as well. So I would love to hear their thoughts about like how Twee goes about things with Charlie's family and Charlie goes about things with Twee's family. So hopefully we can have them on soon.
Yeah. And it's funny because we didn't really talk about culture too much we just straight up talked about relationships, but I guess like, something that never really registers in my head is that we are in an interracial relationship.
Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting the dynamics that the cultural dynamics that I have to get used to, and that her parents get used to, and my parents get used to, and my parents get used to about her too. So like, for instance, right, in Filipino culture, it doesn't matter who your mom is, who your dad is, we call them auntie, we call them uncle. In other words, we call them tita, we call them tito. Mm-hmm. So with Jackie's family, for example, when I'm first meeting her parents, Jackie's just like, oh yeah, you can call them Dave and Veronica. And I'm just like, that is hella weird. Like, I'm not about to do that.
And like, I literally told him, because then like Nico came over to a family party, and my sister-in-law calls my parents like Dave, Vero, like,
Which is the weirdest shit ever. I'm just like, the disrespect that you're calling them by their name.
But
like,
see,
it's
and
crazy.
And then that's the thing too. It's like, I don't find it disrespectful, because, I would rather, say like their first name, or like, Mr. and Mrs. like blah, 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 like until like they were to say like, oh, you could just call me this, or like, okay, cool, like, thanks.
Yeah, but see, like, I feel like in Filipino culture, at least, like the Mr. and Mrs. is like too formal.
Yeah.
And then the first names, if you call your parents by their parents by let me rephrase all of this right now. Hold on.
Gather your thoughts.
Let me gather my thoughts. If you call your partner's parents Mr. and Mrs. in Filipino culture, it seems a little bit too formal.
Mm-hmm.
If you call your partner's parents by their name, it's kind of a little disrespectful. So the middle part where it's casual and also respectful, that's where the uncle, auntie, tita comes from.
Yeah, and so like it took my parents like a while getting used to. I think it's still like a little. I think for my dad, it's still a little like, oh, okay, type of thing. But they have gotten used to it because Nico does call my mom and my dad like auntie and uncle. And they've told me like, hey, tell him he can call us by our first name. And I'm just like, I have told him. He doesn't want to. It's he feels disrespectful when if he were to say it. And they're like, okay, like, so, like my parents are like cool with it. Like, and then it's funny because some of my family members, my other family members have caught on to it. So that they're like they've asked me before, they're like, did he just call them like uncle and auntie? I'm like, yeah, it's just like, and I tell them like, in Filipino culture, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, oh, okay, like, cool. So that's something that's new. That's like,
Yeah, but okay, so
and so I call your mom tita and I call your dad tito.
Exactly. Like she calls my mom and dad tita and tito, which again means auntie and uncle. Why do you keep looking back? Is there?
No, nothing.
Okay. Yeah, so Jackie calls my mom tita and my dad tito, again auntie and uncle respectively. Mm-hmm. And it's just normal. And I mean, you'll go on my Twitch chats and then people will do the same thing. It's it's just like a little sign of like, I acknowledge who you are in this person's life, and I want to respect you because I feel like Filipinos are they try to be as family oriented as possible. Mm-hmm. So if somebody who I'm like hella cool with and I meet their parents, it's kind of like you're part of my extended family, and that's why I call you by what I call you, whether it be tito or tita or whatever, right?
Right.
It's the same way why like Inigo Pascual, for example, why that guy calls me kuya, and I'm just like, bro, like, you ain't got to do that. It's kind of weird, but I accept it and it's good.
Like how Brian calls me ate.
Yeah, shout out to my bro, Schloated Brian, because every time we're at Arena, he goes up to Jackie and he's like, ate Jackie.
And I'm just like, I'm not Filipino. He goes, it's okay. I'm like, I don't think so, whatever. I was like, I'm not sure.
Yeah. I mean, you should have just hit him with the Spain line. But back in the day.
Oh, my
Spain.
God.
But it's kind of weird. But another thing that I do find weird too?
What?
And I don't think I've told Denise this. I know I might have told you this. So Denise is Jackie's sister-in-law. But just to make the comparison, and this is a comparison that will 100% make sense. My sister's boyfriend will call my parents mom and dad.
Literally, I was just thinking that right now.
And they're not married. Jackie's sister-in-law will call her parents by their first names, and they're married.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. I hear like, Jason, like Nico's brother-in-law.
Ish.
Yeah,
Jay put the ring on, you feel me?
Jason. I'm just gonna call you brother-in-law, okay? So you gotta do it now. Anyway, when I first heard him say like, "Oh, mom, dad," I was just like, "Oh, okay." Like I don't know, and so like I don't know. I couldn't like say that right off the bat, obviously.
No,
so like,
yeah, for sure.
And so that's why I was just like, okay, do I like literally when I met Nico's parents for the first time, I was. Oh my God, I was terrified. I was just like, okay, do I call him Mr. and Mrs. Infante? Do I do I say like, hey, Rowena, hey, Antonio? Like,
no, that would have been like, what the hell are you doing?
I was like freaking out, guys. The week that I was meeting his parents, I was like in full panic mode because I was just like, what do I call them? Like, do I hug them? Do I like shake their hand? What do I do? Blah, 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 blah. And it was just terrifying. I ended up like, the thing that came out of my mouth was like, hi, tita.
Literally just back to square one, which you've been calling my mom on Twitch like all day.
Yeah, so I was just like, okay, like, all right, this is what we're gonna do now.
But
so.
I mean, okay, so now let me ask you this. Like, it's because it's very weird to me because it's just weird to me. Like, I would feel like, and I guess this is something to talk to Denise about. Like, we definitely need Denise on the podcast, but like, is that a cultural thing to, I mean, not like, if you are married into the family, like, do you not call your parent, your mother and father-in-law, like mom and dad?
Well, actually, it's funny that you mentioned that because my mom and I were actually talking about this the other day with my Uncle Jonathan. And we were talking about, like, how you call my parents auntie and uncle. And how my Uncle Jonathan was like, oh, okay, like, that's different.
Shouts
but
out
like,
to Big Chops.
like, okay, that's...
East Los, baby.
Oh,
whoop,
my
whoop.
gosh. Like, yeah, that's different, but, like, nobody really, like, cares anymore,
Yeah.
But my mom can't call my dad's mom, like, her mother-in-law. She can't call her, like, my mother-in-law, or she can't call her suegra, which means mother-in-law. She calls her, like...
by her first name.
She calls her oiga. Like, oiga means like, it's not even like a nickname. It's just like a, oh, hey, like type, like to get your attention. Or she'll say like, or she'll tell me like, oh, call your grandma. So that way I could get my grandma's attention and she'll call her. Like, it's a very weird thing. And then she'll also say like Doña Dalia, like Doña means like older. Like older woman, older like
okay.
it's of a significance, like like Doña Dalia.
Okay, I get it.
But she can't call her suegra, which means mother-in-law, which is so weird to me, and I never really noticed that until my mom brought it up, like literally like a few weeks ago.
Okay, so then what was your mom's conclusion as to why she doesn't do that?
It just feels weird to her. It feels weird.
See that, and no shade to your mom, but that's kind of weird to me.
Yeah, like, no, I think it's weird too, which is just like, okay, like, all right, like, okay, but like, but for Denise to call my parents by their first name, or like, I think she called them by like Mr. and Mrs. like for the first time, and they were just like, no, like you can call us by our first name. I think that's in my culture, it's like okay, we'll respect it, like that. It's a sign of respect, like that. Or like they get comfortable with you to a point where it's just like, you could just call me by my first name. That's a thing. Like, or I don't know if that's just my family, but like,
I don't know. I mean, I think that's why we probably need like a Mexican couple in here, because I need to know.
Yeah, no,
I really need to know.
You.
Like, is this a cultural thing? Like, I mean, not that it's an issue or anything. First and foremost, this is not an issue.
No, it's just something that's different in our relationships because we're of different cultures.
Yeah. So, I mean.
Because Nico's the first Asian that I've dated.
Yeah. Jackie's the first Mexican I've dated.
Latina.
Yeah. Latina. I mean, but you are also Mexican.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I just wanted to. I just did a general.
Well, I know that, but like, I'm also not like, I'm also not fully Asian. Like,
well, yeah. Okay, this is okay.
No,
yeah,
that's a no. We're not going down. We're not going down there. We're not going down there. We're not going down there. Is Filipino Asian? No, we're not going there. You over here going with a generalized statement. I'm over here just hitting it to the nitty gritty.
Well, because I didn't want to like.
Okay, this is Mexipino podcast. This isn't Latinx Asian podcast.
Latinx Asian.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sick. He said Latinx Asian.
Yeah, you feel me? Latinx Asian X. Jesus Christ.
Imagine if we made that the podcast name.
Oh my God, no, I'm sick. That's way too woke.
L-
I'd rather be asleep.
Lasian X.
Lasian X?
Yeah, it's Latin Asian.
Jesus Christ, yeah, that's way too woke. Like I said, I'd rather be asleep for that.
Oh my God. So wait, I have a really quick question. Do like in like Filipinos, do they say like Filipinx?
Yeah.
Oh, they do? Oh, okay.
And I'm not with it. For the record, I'm not with that.
I don't think I'm with the Latinx thing either.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not for like the Filipino-X thing, and that's just like a personal thing because
I get you.
I feel like, and I guess this is like topic for the next. I guess I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I want to get into that.
Yeah, I don't know if we should get into that.
Basically, at the end of the day, it's just like
I'm Filipino.
I'm Filipino. She's Filipina. I'm
not.
If somebody else wants to identify,
I thought you were saying she's Filipino. I was like, who? Because I'm not.
But I'm saying,
Yeah.
Anyways, this is a whole bunch of relationship stuff. I mean, I don't want to get down this road. Nonetheless, Jackie did have a little card game that she did want to play in regards to relationships. Can you explain to everybody what it is?
Yeah. So the app is called The And basically, if you've seen those YouTube videos where like, these couples are like, I watch them, but like there's these couples that like, draw cards. It has a question on them. They both have to answer to each other. And it can either get like, really deep, really emotional, or, just for funs and just to get to know each other a little bit more. Sometimes it's topics that you never have even touched on. So we wanted to try that. So I have the app open right now. Sorry, hold on, my phone locked real quick. Okay. So, all right. The first one is, you want to go first, or
you have the phone?
No, but I'm saying like, do you want to answer first? Yeah, you answer first.
You have the phone, yeah.
Okay. So the first card says, describe what you think I was like when I was 7 years old.
When Jackie was 7 years old, probably, I mean, dorky. Definitely dorky. Adventurous. I mean, dorky kind of just encapsulates everything for me. Yeah, dorky, because she'd be running into walls like for no reason, like literally.
All right. Okay, I can see that.
So then next, like what? You explained me when I was 7?
Yeah, and the only word that comes to my mind is nerdy.
I mean, I stay nerdy. I'm still nerdy.
Yeah, you are. But like, I don't know. I just imagine you with like a bowl cut.
Which I had.
See, a bowl cut and like nerdy, and like in elementary school, just like
a lot of Asians had
running, like hella running around with your friends, and like this like white, like because you went to private school your whole life, so I imagine you like in this like
I went to Cranbrook.
I imagine you in this like white collared shirt, but like the button up ones, like the cotton ones. I imagine you in that, and I just imagine you hella nerdy running around with your friends, probably like the troublemaker too.
Okay, and when do you get a nerdy troublemaker? Because that makes sense.
Because those kids that are like hella like nerdy, but like running around all the time and like getting the teacher annoyed.
Oh yeah, I mean I like to annoy people.
Clearly, but anyway, that's how I imagine you at 7 years old.
Okay, next question.
Okay, I don't know if I like that one. Hold on. Okay. Okay. What fictional character is most like me and why?
Most like you? Fictional character?
Yeah. Is that a good question? Because I feel like there's hella fictional characters that I don't know about.
Ooh, so it might fictional character.
It might be hard for me to answer.
I want as we're thinking of like these answers too, I want everybody to think about their significant other and how this could apply to their significant other. So what fictional character most resembles you?
Yeah. Is most like me. Yeah.
Is most like you? Sheesh. This reminds me of that TikTok that I did of you like a while ago.
Oh yeah, where we like we compared each other's personalities to like just other like cartoon characters or like people. Yeah,
so I mean if I'm remembering that video correctly, I remember putting Lola Bunny in there somewhere.
Yeah. Because when I said body type, you put Lola Bunny and I was all like, say less, okay.
So we'll go with Lola Bunny for body
now
type.
I feel bad about what I'm going to say.
Okay, what were you going to say?
You're the main character from South Park.
Stan?
The kid, the one that's
Stan.
like, I don't know his name, but like,
How do you not even know his name? But you're over here profiling
because I know that he's
me.
hella inappropriate and that you're inappropriate.
Stan or the fat guy, Cartman?
No.
Stan, the blue
kid.
beanie? There's 4 kids.
The one with the red hat.
Red hat?
Yeah, he has a red beanie.
It's a blue beanie. There's a blue beanie. There's a light blue beanie. There's a green hat.
South Park
And then there's an orange hoodie.
character.
She
No,
doesn't-
that's Kenny. That's Kenny.
She
I know
doesn't
that's
even
Kenny.
know who
Oh,
she's
yeah.
talking about.
Cartman. Eric.
Okay, first of all, Eric Cartman does not have a red beanie. It's like a turquoise
I thought he
beanie.
had a red beanie.
Has a red-
But like he's hella inappropriate. He's like, "Hey, fuck you."
Damn, you're relating me to Cartman?
Well, that's the first character that popped into my head.
This fool literally cut up somebody's parents and put it in chili for
Oh,
a chili
I didn't
eating
know-
contest.
And you'd probably think that's fucking hilarious.
That was actually hilarious,
and
but
that
also
is
like
exactly
gruesome.
what. Like, okay.
All right.
All right. Let's see.
Last one.
Okay. All right. If you could go forward in time to see our relationship evolve, when would you visit us and why?
Dang.
You said last one. This is the one I landed on.
She's over here flipping through them.
Well,
She's like, I
because-
just want to hear it.
Because I like some of them are just like, eh.
I mean, what year in the future would I jump to?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Are
What?
you ready?
Yeah, go ahead. One more time.
If you could go forward in time to see our relationship evolve, when would you visit us and why?
See, I'm the wrong person to ask that.
Yeah, he's
about
the wrong
because-
person because whenever I want to ask or like whenever I want to talk about like, you know, like some deep emotional stuff, Nico's all like, ditto.
No, because I don't be thinking about.
Oh, so
No, I don't be thinking that far. Because I think about like tomorrow and how am I supposed to? Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Because what am I gonna say? Like what?
is there a shovel digging like
Jesus
sound?
Christ. Let me see. Oh, that's laugh. Nope. Oh, here, we'll just go with that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'd see 5 years. I'd see where we're at in 5 years. Because within 5 years, I do want to have like kids. So I want to see where we're at in 5 years. Does that satisfy the answer?
I don't know. Does it satisfy your
It
answer?
satisfies my answer.
Okay, then it's a satisfying answer.
Okay, so does it satisfy your question?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, so what's your answer to the same question? What year would you like to jump to and see
how
where
old
we
you?
are?
You're 28.
At the time of filming this podcast, I am 28.
Yes. I would say maybe when you're 35.
So 7 years.
So 7 years. Yeah. A little like 7 years. I would like to see.
And you're 30.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you'd be 30.
Oh my God. I'd be 30.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good time, I think. 5 to 7 years is a good time where I'd like to see where we are.
Wasn't there a Y attached to it?
Oh.
To the question.
Damn, you're hella
To
like.
the question.
Well, because like I would like to see like, you know, like where we are in 5 to 7 years because, you know, I imagine us like I look that far into the future where I think that we'd be like, you know, possibly married and have kids.
And I don't know what I'm eating tomorrow.
Oh my God.
See?
Nico clearly, for a Pisces, doesn't like to talk about these things.
Not that I don't like to talk about these things. It's just that I'm just busy trying to make sure that in 5 to 7 years, we good. So I'm not worried about 10 years from now. I'm trying to figure out what's gonna happen in the next year or so. I'm just saying.
Great talk, bro.
Great talk, sis.
Ew. Okay. See.
Oh yeah.
No. It's weird. You could have just said like.
You literally
you coulda
called me
just
bro.
Said, yeah. You could have just said bro
yeah.
back. When you say sis,
yeah.
that shit's weird. Can you stop hitting the whole yeah button?
All right, let's keep this thing going. Where's the no. You have a food spot that you're gonna recommend to everybody.
I do. Oh, I do. I do.
Clearly, we're not professionals with this.
No, it's just that Nico made it hella awkward at the end. That's why. Let's be
God.
fucking real.
And all right,
Let's be fucking
Go
real. We could just talk about what we just ate.
Okay.
What is it? Okay. Wait, hold on. I just want to make sure I get the name right.
Sushi Run.
No, it wasn't Sushi Ron, was it? No, it was Izakaya Sushi Ron.
I literally said Sushi Run.
You missed the Izakaya. So anyway, guys, the food spot that we're recommending is here in North Hollywood. It's Izakaya Sushi Ron. They're so good. They're like lobster roll. Oh, I don't know about you guys, but like I don't really like the raw sushi. I like baked sushi and like I can't have like the sashimi type of sushi.
Yeah.
People are gonna judge me for that, but fuck it, whatever. I like the specialty rolls, like the like the tiger rolls and the baked lobster rolls and all that. And then they have the bulgogi like dinner plate. Oh, the bulgogi dinner plate's hella good.
Yeah, so good.
And
so
it's
good.
like that alone is just good enough for two people. It's super good. Yeah, I'm a sucker for baked lobster roll. So Izakaya Sushi Ron in Hollywood.
Yes, such a good spot. Also, too, at the end of all our podcasts, we do want to shout out a couple people who we recognize in the Filipino and Mexican American community. I'd like to shout out my guy DJ Kizza because that man is just killing it on TikTok right now.
He got like 50K followers now.
Yeah, he's POV everything. POV.
Whoa.
No, he is. Look at his TikTok. It's literally POV, 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 POV.
You're in the jerk era.
Jerk area? What the hell?
Era.
Yeah, shout out the jerkers with the POV. You feel me? Make that make sense, DJ Kizza.
I said area. I meant era.
I'm just saying. POV, 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 POV.
Sick.
All right, who do you want to shout out?
I would like to shout out two people, actually. They're a couple. So I would like to shout out Ariana and Fabian, Soyo Fu. Soyo Fu just actually celebrated his birthday this past weekend.
Yes, at Arena K-Town.
Yeah.
While I was DJing. Shouts out to him.
Well, he just celebrated his birthday in general, but yeah.
Okay, but he literally went to the club that I was DJing at.
Okay, but anyway, Ariana did leave a nice comment on our YouTube as well. She kind of opened up about, on our mental health podcast episode. And I lost my train of thought there. But, I want to appreciate you, Ariana, because, I know that you heavily support me. You heavily support Nico in our relationship and our respective careers. And so, yeah, that's the person I want to shout out, Ariana.
Shouts out to them. We appreciate
love you.
We appreciate y'all so much. And for all the new listeners, thank you for getting this deep into the podcast. This was probably our longest podcast so far, and it's absolutely great. But yeah, thank you all so much for listening. Episode 4, not sure what our topic is going to be. I mean, we'll see where we get into if we want to get into the stuff that we were talking about earlier. But nonetheless, thank you all for listening. My name is Nico Blitz.
My name is Jackie Ramirez.
And this is... Oh, you want to say it?
I was going to say, make sure to follow us on all our social media platforms.
Oh, yeah.
You can follow me at J_Quill, and you can follow Nico
at NICO, aka Blitz, and make sure you follow us at Mexipino Podcast
on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and on YouTube. This was the Mexipino Podcast, everybody. And we will see you next time.
Salamat. Adios.
Adios. Bye.